Scotland produced enough wind energy to power all its homes twice over. And if you want to know what it looks like that. Which really surprises me because the turbines aren't even moving. So
Magical
anyway, yes. So this, you can see up here, the Scottish government wants to produce half the country's energy consumption from renewables by 2030. But here we are 11 years before that, and they've already in the first 6 months generated 9.831 gigawatts, or 9,831 megawatts. And that was enough to power the equivalent of 4.47 million homes for 6 months. And that's huge, especially since they don't have that many homes. So so this is, I consider this is part one of a three-part, 3 stories that I stumbled upon this week that just feed right upon one another. And yeah, this first one is Scotland is using their constant wind coming off of the ocean to generate wind power. And that's awesome. That's super cool. But then I'm going to move on to the next article, and I'm going to go ahead and screen share this one as well, because it talks about solar power system that works at night, a renewable energy game changer. Now, the headline is a little deceptive because you think it's going to be solar panels that don't need sunlight. But the key here is the solar power system, because what they're doing is they're coupling the concentrated solar power system here.
The molten salt.
And they're using a thermal battery to retain the heat that's gathered during the day, and that heat can be used in a system, a high temperature metal hydride or metal carbonate as the heat storage medium. And then when the sun sets, it can use this heat storage to turn turbines or otherwise generate electricity now that the concentrated solar power is offline because it's night. So we have Scotland just crushing it with wind. We have a solar system that is capable of gathering electricity during the day, using that electricity during the day, storing the excess, trickling it out at night.
So I'm trying to understand exactly why this thermal battery is a better option than conventional battery.
Oh, not saying it's better, and it's not, but it's
probably
available.
Cheaper.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That's
Yeah.
cheaper, but it can't be as efficient since.
Well, thermal probably won't wear out like lithium. Eventually has X number of cycles and then it's done.
The third article I just wanted to get to is about traditional battery storage. What we're more familiar with, the lithium-ion, nickel metal hydride, the standard ones, and the fact that costs have declined 74% since 2013. They're projecting a steady 8% per year decline through the mid-2020s. And
batteries will be free in about 2032.
They'll pay you to take them, in fact, yes. But, and going on and talking about how we're seeing more fossil fuel, power plants and coal mines and things that are just closing up shop because battery storage and renewable energy is becoming more and more cost effective to the point that they're undercutting the traditional fossil fuels. And so I stumbled upon these 3 articles pretty much in that order. It was just back to back to back. And I just had this realization of like, oh shit, this is what we've been talking about for 10 years. This is what we've wanted. We've wanted wind. We want solar. We want battery storage. We want 24-hour availability. Couple that with more fuel efficient appliances, lights, and other things, and teach people responsible use. And we might just kick this fossil fuel habit after all.
Yeah.
It is impressive that Scotland can power their whole, population with wind.
Yeah, and they've got it's the trade winds, I guess it would be coming off of the ocean there, just constantly blowing. I skimmed an article about wave tidal power. I see that going in more and more around the world, which is great because they can get the tides coming in, and then they turn around and they get the tides going out.
And the beauty of all of this is that it solves the problem of having to figure out how to shunt that energy around continents, because it works at night, so you don't have as much incentive or need to move it around so far.
Oh, right. Yeah, you don't need pipelines. You just
pipelines, yeah, but they were talking like a Eurasian grid and a full North American grid, bigger than what we have now.
And you could do a true mesh grid
right
network where everything feeds into it and everyone pulls off of it. I'm willing to bet the blackout from Manhattan, was it last week, a couple weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some major renovation, and that grid is going to get rebuilt, and it's going to come back more renewable and more resilient than it is right now. Yeah, if I can just add one more thing.
No, Tony, enough. Stop.
Damn it, I'm just going to drink. This helps feed the argument that electric vehicles get greener as the grid gets greener, and ICE vehicles never get greener. So green the grid and everyone benefits.